Hello everyone, I'm Chase, a Rocky Mountain ATV giving you a closer look at the Tech 7 Enduro Drystar boot from Alpinestars. All right everyone, thanks for checking in. So today we're giving you a closer look at the new Tech 7 Enduro Drystar boot from Alpinestars. I'm actually really excited for this boot. I'm happy to see that Alpinestars, they listened to the consumers and gave a waterproof off-road motocross boot. I'm actually very surprised. I get a lot of comments from people asking me, well, which boot is the most water resistant? Which one's gonna keep out the most water? And until now, we haven't seen a fully waterproof off-road motocross style boot. And now you have it. So they're calling this the Woods Loving twin brother of the Tech 7. If you've seen the review that I've done on the Tech 7, it's a super popular boot that comes in sub $400. It's one that I've ridden in personally. I love the comfort of the boot. It has little to no break-in period and offers great protection. Just all around a rock solid boot at a mid-level price point. And now again, you've got a waterproof version if that's important to you. So we're gonna go through, we'll talk about the fit, we'll talk about the features, and what makes this such a rock solid option. So first up, we talk about fit. That is one thing that Tech 7 is just known for. I'm gonna say it right now, it's probably one of, if not the most comfortable boot that I've ever worn. When you put your foot in here, it's just got a nice wide toe box. I have 0 pinch points. And if you ask any other rider that wears a Tech 7, they're probably gonna tell you the same thing, that it's a very comfortable boot. So you got a nice wide toe box, but here's what I like about the toe box. Even though it is plenty wide, it's nice and low profile. So when it comes to shifting, this boot does an excellent job. So comfort on the thing, spot on. Again, as far as the break-in period, you know, it's gonna be stiff out of the box just like any other boot, but it doesn't take a long time for a Tech 7 to break in, which is nice. And something that you can attribute to that is the biomechanical link that we'll talk about here in just a moment. But you just gotta remember that every boot that we sell at Rocky Mountain, it's an apparel item. So if you get it, if you're not happy with the size or the fit, send it back in brand new unused condition. We'll give you free shipping both ways for either a different size or a different boot, just to make sure you get the size and the exact fit that you are looking for. So, Tech 7, here we go. As far as the construction, you're gonna have leather down here on the toe box, but then this other material that you see going from basically the bottom here all the way up, that's gonna be microfiber. So microfiber is synthetic leather. It's a very high quality material, has great durability. Also, it's a little bit lighter than leather, which helps kind of keep the boot a little bit lighter as well. So you've got, again, microfiber, a little bit of leather down here on the toe box. You're gonna see this boot does have a lot of hard plastic on it, a lot of TPU. You've got a big TPU shim plate here in the front. You can see over top the toe box, a lot of TPU there. What I like though, is that you're gonna have it on the left and right. You do have this texture material or this texture pad right here, you know, especially on the left boot when it comes to shifting, that really does add quite a bit of grip onto the shifter, which I do like. So if you look at the side here, we talk about the buckles. This is the same buckle design that they use on their Tech 10, their premium offering, and it's actually a really good buckle. They're self-aligning, very easy to use. I'll show you how one works right here. So you pop that up, you take your strap, so the straps are gonna have plenty of adjustability. You can route it through and then snap it down. So the buckles work really well. I have noticed, because like I said, I've ridden in the Tech 7s, I also have a pair of the Tech 10s. Occasionally, if I don't wash my boots after getting them pretty dirty, sometimes these buckles will get stuck and it takes quite a bit of force to get those to snap down. So some advice, just wash your boots every now and then, or if you do need to, you could take some sort of lubricant sprayed on there and just keep those working pretty well. But you got 4 buckles working your way up. The buckles are going to be replaceable. So we'll undo these. We'll get here to the top, because this is what I want to show you. Velcro here at the top. Now, as far as the calf opening goes, this is something I do want to point out. Depending on the size of your leg and the knee brace or the knee guard that you might be wearing, it's not going to have as big of an opening as the Tech 10 or some of the other premium boots that are out there. I give it kind of a, I'm gonna say a medium-sized opening as far as that's concerned. I've had knee braces that I've worn in the past where I had a difficult time getting the Velcro to overlap, but I'm kind of an exception. I have just over 16-inch calf diameter, so use me as a reference, 16-inch calf, full-size knee brace, not the biggest opening. So other than that, I have 0 complaints about the fit. That's what I want to show you right here. There is your Drystar waterproof membrane. And I like how high up this goes. It goes all the way up to this top buckle. We all know that if you're doing some woods riding or even the desert, if you're riding after some rain, you know, you get your feet wet, it sucks. Your feet are wet the rest of the ride. So it is really nice that you have this waterproof membrane. So for those riders that have been asking me, what's the most waterproof motocross boot? Here's your answer. On the inside, you do have an EVA footbed that is going to be removable. You also have a steel shank in this boot as well, which is going to add to the rigidity, gives a little bit more support, especially when you're standing up on the foot pegs, working hard, you know, hitting a jump for those landings, just offers good support for the rider's foot. So I'll do this back up. All right. So let's talk about some of the other safety features. So like I mentioned earlier, I'll do this bottom one real quick. You have their biomechanical link system. So if you notice here on the lateral side, you can see it right here. And then if we flip it around and we look at the medial side, you're gonna see you have a pivot point right here as well. So what's really nice about that is having that pivot on both sides. It's just gonna give the boot good flexibility out of the box. So when I bend this, you can kind of see that working. And what I do like about this link system on the Tech 7 especially is that when you do have the boot on and you kind of squat down, you're getting that flex. I don't see this boot bulging out like some of the other boots do. So I do like the hinge system that they are using here. You'll also notice too on the back, this is another bite that they've taken from their Tech 10. They call it their flex blade system. So you can see it's kind of a tongue and groove. It's right here on the back, and what this is designed to do is just help with hyperextension, hyperflexion. So again, just a little bit added safety that you're getting here on the back. You'll also notice too, with that microfiber, this is an accordion stretch panel. Again, just helping with the flexibility. So here on the medial side, you know, notice it's a nice low profile. It's very slim on the inside. That just helps with the contact patch on the bike when you're squeezing, so it offers good grip. So what I do want to point out is this right here, they kind of call it their honeycomb design. So you have it here on the inside. This is a pretty hard plastic, but as you work your way up and you get to this insert right here on the top, this is actually a grippier rubber compound. So this will do an excellent job as far as the grip goes. So I really do like how flat this is. Like I said, riding in this boot, I really feel like I can just get a good contact with the bike. I can squeeze that really hard. Now, last thing we're gonna talk about is with the sole. So it's an Enduro boot, which means when you look at the sole compared to the regular Tech 7, you're gonna have this lug pattern here on the toe box as well as the heel. So just built to give you a little bit more grip when you're planting your foot in those types of scenarios, hence why you'd want it, why it'd be a great option as far as Enduro riding goes. You'll also notice too, you're gonna have this insert in the middle, that's gonna be replaceable. So if you are hard on soles, it's nice that you can replace that. You just send the boots back to Alpinestars, they will replace it for you and then send it back. So with the Tech 7 Enduro Drystar, last thing I wanna point out, just because it's an Enduro boot doesn't mean it can't be worn for motocross. In fact, I have a couple friends who wear this boot for motocross, and that's what they ride majority of the time, and honestly, they can't even really tell a difference between this and the actual motocross version. So if you do ride a little bit of off-road and track, I would say the Enduro is gonna be a really good option for you. And then as far as the waterproofing goes, if you're looking for a waterproof option, Drystar is gonna be a way to go. But they also do have the Tech 7 Enduro without the waterproof liner. You can get that if you're not too worried about the waterproofing, and that will drop you down a little bit in price point as well. But if you have questions or comments about this, we want to get those answered, so make sure to leave those below. And to pick yours up, click on the link or head over to RockyMountain-ATVMC.com. And do not forget, all orders over $75 ship free. And if you're not quite sure what boot you think is going to be best for you, we have our premium boot buyer's guide where we have all the flagship models up on the table. We compare those side by side. We can have a mid-level boot buyer's guide and an entry-level boot buyer's guide at different price points, just to give you a lot of great options in those categories, just to give you a good starting point. I am Chase. We'll see you on the trails.